Hi vinyl community, I think I told you previously that I've not been making as many videos as I would like to have done, having sort of taken the plunge, but it hasn't curtailed my working away, hasn't curtailed my sort of music acquisition. So I thought I'd show you a few of the things that I've been buying recently. A few CDs, but mainly vinyl. I'm not one of these zealots that doesn't like CDs anymore. I find them quite useful, great in the car, listen to them immediately as you've bought them. So just a quick blast through what I've been buying recently. What I would say is that I've found my sort of musical acquisition now is sort of separating out into two different things. That you go through the like 50p bins and the £1 bins and all this sort of business, and getting stuff I might have bought years ago but never perhaps had the money at the time or just never thought about it. And then the newer stuff where I'm trying to explore genres or music I've not listened to before, but particularly new vinyl, which I think I've had an exchange of messages with Vox Rob saying what a great package current vinyl is. So anyway, here's my recent acquisitions and I'll blast through it and hopefully not take too much time. So here you go, I'll start with the CDs. So first one, a band called Foxy Shazam, American band. Heard them on a compilation tape, thought they were great, but it's sort of like very Queen when they're most bombastic, if you like. The new Norah Jones CD, Little Broken Hearts. She only seems to be able to make albums when she's been let down, but there's a couple in there like murder ballads, especially a track called Miriam. It's quite haunting, so well worth a listen. Melody Gardot, my wife put me onto her. This is called Worrisome Heart. She's had about 4 albums now. This is not the recent one, but apparently she was involved in quite a serious car accident. It was featured in one of the magazines we read, and she picked this up. But this is excellent if you like Madeline Peyroux and sort of bluesy stuff, although I do believe that she's branched out a bit more recently and she's gone sort of more Latino or sort of Mediterranean rhythms in her latest album, which I must explore. Next one, old favourite of mine, Madonna, MDNA even. What do you say about Madonna? It's not a great album. It's typical Madonna really in many ways. A bit too dancey for my liking, but I can forgive Madonna a lot ever since I first heard Into the Groove years and years ago. Next one, bit of a bargain, Bob Dylan box set. There's a big market near us, a place called Castle Donington, and there's a guy who has these things. This was £8. Now it's 20 odd pounds if it was from Amazon. It's just it's a 3 CD retrospective of his entire career. So if you want to dip your toe in, I've got quite a lot of the ones that I like anyway, but I just thought for £8 you can't go wrong. So that's the CDs. Going now onto vinyl. Another Melody Gardot. This came in the post on Friday. I've not even had a chance to open it yet. My One and Only Thrill. I think it might be her 3rd album. Again, it's not the up-to-date one, but because it's quite the previous album I referred to is quite bluesy and quite it's the time where you sort of relax to listen to it. I felt the best thing to do was to take my time on that one. Right, other ones. These are ones that I've bought quite cheaply in the sort of £1 and £2. So a lot of Moody Blues, Octave. That's a great album. I'll do that one in a minute. A Question of Balance. Days of Future Past. Go Now, which I guess is going to cover some of their early stuff. It might be a compilation. I haven't even had a chance to listen to it yet. So the Moody Blues have got such a massive back catalogue that it's only recent. I've been listening to In Search of a Lost Chord since I was about 16, which was a while back. But they were just there. They were really good condition and nice and cheap, at £1 each, £2 each. So I've got them there and they're on sort of my pile, ready to be listened to. Next up, Lloyd Cole and the Commotions, Mainstream. Never really been a big fan of Lloyd Cole, although I do like some of the like Rattlesnakes and things like that. Some more of the cheap ones. I got this last Sunday at a sale. It's 50p. The Bad and Low-Down World of the Cane Gang. 2 hit wonders from the 80s in this country. Hot House Flowers, People, great condition. 50p. That's not even worth arguing with. Going on to some of the newer vinyl, June Tabor and the Oyster Band, Raggy Kingdom. Now June Tabor, she's like, she's folk rock royalty in this country really, and I heard her on the television not long ago on Jules Holland's programme doing a cover version of Love Will Tear Us Apart. So when I spotted this, it's not a cheap album, it has to be said, it's brand new vinyl, lovely heavyweight, but it just shows what a great song Love Will Tear Us Apart is, because anybody can cover it and it just sounds so great. I saw a video on YouTube, on the vinyl community. There's a chap, I can't remember what his name now, so I'm sorry if you ever watched this, but he was doing a bit about krautrock, which I hate that term, sounds too derogatory to my mind, but I've been listening to a lot of Kraftwerk and Noice and Can and Amon Dog and Amon Dog 2, so I bought Noice's first album, the reissue, and the interesting thing about this one is it's just on lovely pristine white vinyl. Looks great on the turntable. Not really had much chance to listen to that in the last week, but I've listened to side one a bit. Going on, another Foxy Shazam album, Church of Rock and Roll. Going on to another of the Pound acquisitions, Billy Fury Hit Parade. My mate Vinyl Harry is a big Billy Fury fan. I've got a compilation CD of his from some while ago, but it was just CD, so I saw this, thought I'll pick it up because the vinyl, see if it sounds better. This is a white label of a compilation album called Sorrow's Children, and it's the songs of SF Sorrow, which is a Pretty Things album from the 60s. I'm not going to talk about that one, it's on the Fruits to Mer records, because I do want to do a video about Fruits to Mer, the record label, in a few weeks. I think I showed this one the other week, 50 Words for Snow, Kate Bush. Brilliant album, much better than the one she did about 5 years ago, I think. And there's a song on there which is Snowed In at Wheeler Street, which in my opinion is as good a thing she's ever done. It's got a duet with Elton John of all people on there. I'll talk about that one another time, I think. This is a Canadian. I saw her on the television. Again, it's modern. She's called Grimes, and this album's called Visions. I saw this on her on Jules Holland. She's only young, but again, it's got Kraftwerk samples in there, so I could definitely recommend that. Another £50, I think it was about £1 or £4 maybe. Technical Ecstasy, Black Sabbath. Experiments with the synthesizers and electronic music. I won't do that one, I'll do that one as I say next time. Can, Out of Reach. Again, I've not listened to that one much, but it's all part of the krautrock. This is a great EP. It's a 12-inch single effectively. Bon Iver, Blood Bank. I'd never heard him before. My son recommended him. He'd heard him in Manchester, where sort of the centre of the Northern Universe in this country, and that's just a really good album. Again, it's quite reflective, and I must buy some more of his. This one's Amon Dog. I'm not sure if there's Amon Dog 2. No, it's just Amon Dog, Psychedelic Underground. Again, I have to say it's a bit of an acquired taste, but I do need to give it more chance than I have so far. And then Amon Dog 2. Before I got into these bands and started listening to them, I always thought, oh, Amon Dog came first, then they broke up, then got back together, and Amon Dog 2 came along. It wasn't that at all. As I've looked into it, apparently Amon Dog was some sort of commune in Germany, and they're two different branches. So Amon Dog and Amon Dog 2 are two completely different bands. Next to last, I'll show you this one. Picked it up, Japan, Exercising Ghosts. Effectively, it's I think it's a compilation. It is a compilation, but it concentrates on their two best albums. I think it's Gentlemen Wear Polaroids or something like that, and Tin Drum. So the two most commercial albums probably. And I've listened to that a couple of times, and I've started listening. I'd never listened to Japan in the past at the time, but I've started getting into them very recently. David Sylvian and things like that. Albums like that. And then finally, last but not least, it goes to show the brilliance of the vinyl community in my mind. First heard and listened to the Beach Boys in the mid-70s when I bought a compilation tape when I was on holiday with my mum and dad in North Wales, but never really got into them. I got a couple of best of albums. And then one of the young guys, I can't remember which one it was, okay, one of the young guys on the vinyl community was doing a video, and there was no words, he wasn't speaking, he just showed a soundtrack. It was a soundtrack of him showing a setup of a hi-fi thing. Anyway, it was this album, Pet Sounds, and with the weather being as it is in this country at the minute, I thought I'm going to buy the reissue, and this is just a brilliant album for this type of weather. Sitting there and just think, classic 60s sounds. And I don't know in the wider world, certainly in the UK, there's a magazine called Mojo. It's a really good music magazine, and this month they've done an article on the Beach Boys. It's their 50th anniversary and they're doing a new album, but it features a lot about the classic tracks, and there's a compilation CD on the front of covers of Pet Sounds, faithfully following the order through. So I would definitely recommend that magazine, but this album, it's just vinyl gold. Anyway, that's a real whistle-stop tour through what I've been doing recently, VC. Hope this is of interest to you, and I'll see you around. All the best, John.